Hi, and welcome to Blue Honor Blog. I thought I would try doing some vlogs instead of just writing, so that you can actually get to see my face and hear my voice. So, this is The Shadow Soul, and book 2 will be coming out this summer, and I'm really excited about this because I'm offering it for free to readers on Wattpad pretty much forever. May regret saying forever, but it's, hi Sadie, it's going to be on there for you to read, to get you started on the trilogy. And don't forget about the companion. A lot of the artwork and stuff that I've done for the book is going to be included in the companion, so you can go and check that out. So if you have a question about anything, any of the terms and stuff on the books, things that are giving me a little bit of trouble, you can use that companion. I also suggest using YouTube, because YouTube has a lot of the pronunciations for the words. If you're struggling with that, you absolutely need to know how this is said. So, the point of this video was to introduce you to one of my favorite characters. Sicarius, as I call him, not Zacharias, as some may read him, is my absolute favorite character. He is Miles' eldest brother, and he's a bit of a stoic, but pretty smarmy, actually. He's got quite the sense of humor, and he enjoys playing on people's emotions and stuff. Not hurtful, but just to have fun. So I'm going to read to you a little bit of Sicarius. Mile cradled the puppy on one hip. Her sandals dangled from the other hand. In the distance between tall cypresses, the roof of a grand marble villa gleamed in the sun. The porticos and gardens, the fountains and pools were overwhelmed by guests. She gritted her teeth. Everyone she knew was there. She thought to run for refuge from their congratulations. If only she had remained at the Moon Barracks in Arcadia instead of visiting home. "You look as cheery as a rattlesnake," a voice called from the cypress row to her left. Miles' eldest Akka, Sicarius, stood there, dressed in the black robes of his altar trade. Of the two Akka, it was this one she most resembled. Though the same height as Joel, Zack was of slimmer build and paler color. His hair was crimson like hers. He wore his with the sides tied back behind his ears. The locks were a constant nuisance when he stooped over paperwork, but he refused to cut them. His gravely reserved demeanor mirrored her own at the moment. Usually she was the more playful one of the siblings. Zack stepped from the line of trees, regarding her stonily. "Akka?" Maya acknowledged him. She clutched the puppy close. "What is this?" "It is a puppy, and he is named Argus," Miles said irritably. "Argus," her Akka said. "Looks like a wolf, the keeper of the Greeks' underworld." "Sicarius," Miles sighed, "I have no patience for your humor right now." "Ketu is not a death sentence, Kata," Zack said, taking the puppy from her. Zack lifted Argus before his face and studied him closely. The sleeve of his robe fell back, revealing the pale hands. A second black sleeve clung tight to his wrist. But the weavings of clan marks stuck out from underneath and trailed at the back of his right hand. They matched the knotwork his Kata bore. "You approve of binding a man with an arella? I have heard you say otherwise." "King Adonai would not bind you with just any mate." "Still, not having any choice," Mile muttered. "I feel like a Grigori." "You would question King Adonai? Or just the elders?" Zack lowered Argus into the crook of his arm, and saw how serious she was. He added, "They took mates who were not theirs. They were adulterers and rapists. You hardly count as either." "In anything other than this, I would question neither." "You thought perhaps Aya would be your Ketu?" Mile gave a dry, derisive laugh. She was very close to the other Arella. They had grown together. There was indeed love between them, but not the same as the Angles wished to believe. Still, Zaya would make a far more reasonable mate than Ketu with a human. She was in her resonance. They must have understood that danger. They risked her welfare by placing her in bonds with a human. Did they not even consider someone among her other friends? "No, not Zaya," Miles said. "We are just Kata." Perhaps the likely deliverer of this package? Zack teased, holding up the white wolf pup. Mile paled. Most certainly not, she blushed. A Svard watcher is as bad as a human. I see. Peace in your heart, Zack smiled, eyeing her profile knowingly. He decided not to press her about Gediel. You're not being led idly, though I don't exactly see the good of it. Your elders do. Think of it. He paused, seeing something cross her eyes. He grimaced and continued. Think of it as a mission. Zack again lifted the puppy to eye level. The small ball of white fur tried to lick his face, but found his enthusiasm met with a stony response. Maya longingly watched her new friend in the hands of her Akka. The wolf was well trained and content with him. She wavered between finding his Amba and keeping him. He would make a strong soldier and perhaps even a brilliant leader. The pup panted, eyeing her in return. Her affection was won. She frowned, wanting to keep him and fearing that a guardian would soon be by to collect him. The worst would happen if Gediel showed now. He has lost his way. I was just going to feed him and then look for his Amba. Mile explained. He's weaned, Zack murmured. Zack handed the pup back to her, indicating the penannular he wore. She stared at it as if it would burn her. I think he or Fenrir means you to be his dam now. Not that you won't be too busy with your own litter soon. He looked to her with a tiny curl at the corner of his mouth, his finger wiggling the penannular on Argus's collar. Not amusing. They wish me to bed and bear children for a human. This is most dreadful, Miles said. The symbol about the wolf's neck was forgotten for the moment. Zack cheerlessly petted the puppy's head. You and Amba isn't amusing in the least, dear Gata. It is not what I meant, Miles said. Come. Zack clapped his hands. You'll be late for your own party. You know how Amba and Matula are. At least you'll have Zaya to comfort you. Who knows? Perhaps the king will give her to you in Dominic's stead, when he sees you so miserable. Would that he could, I'd accept any other mate but this. Zack turned and made his way toward the garden of gathered revelers. Mile threw her sandals after his red wings, but they fell to the ground powerless. Stopped by an invisible barrier, she stared after him, clutching the puppy to her chest like a shield. So that is a little taste of Zack having a bit of fun with his little sister. Mile is actually the middle child. Out of the twin, she was born first, so she would come second. And that is a taste of the Shadow Soul. I hope you'll stick with it and come back for maybe some more readings. I'll see you soon.